Imagine two people, both talented, both motivated. A year later, one has achieved success, while the other is still at the starting point. What made the difference? The answer will surprise you. It's the secret that separates the successful from the mediocre. It's not talent, not luck, and surprisingly, not motivation. It's something within everyone's reach, but few master: discipline. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how discipline can transform your life, bringing success, peace of mind, and a truly fulfilling life. Prepare yourself for a journey of self-discovery and transformation. We've all experienced that feeling of excitement at the start of a new project or goal. It's like we could conquer the world, right? But how many times has that feeling disappeared as quickly as it arose? The truth is, motivation alone is not enough to take us where we want to go. It's like a booster rocket. It launches us high with force, but soon runs out, leaving us adrift in the vast space of our goals. Think about how many New Year's resolutions you've made and abandoned before the end of January. Or that personal project you started with so much enthusiasm, but now gathers dust in some forgotten corner. Don't feel bad. This happens to all of us. The question is, why does this happen? The answer is simple but profound. Motivation is an emotion, and like all emotions, it is volatile. One day we are on top of the world, ready to conquer everything, and the next we can barely get out of bed. If we rely solely on motivation, we will constantly be at the mercy of these emotional fluctuations. This is where discipline comes in. While motivation is the fuel that starts the journey, discipline is the steady engine that keeps us moving, even when the terrain is rough and the path unclear. Discipline doesn't care if you're feeling inspired today. It doesn't ask if you slept well or if you're in a good mood. Discipline says, this needs to be done, so let's do it. It's this relentless consistency that separates the successful from those who fall by the wayside. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Discipline? That sounds like something rigid, restrictive. Where's the freedom in that? Well, get ready for a perspective shift that can transform your life. Discipline, contrary to popular belief, is the path to true freedom. It seems contradictory, doesn't it? But think with me. How many times have you found yourself losing hours scrolling through social media when you should have been working on something important? Or postponing that workout, promising yourself you'd do it tomorrow? These small indulgences, which seem harmless at the moment, are actually invisible chains that bind us. They keep us hostage to our momentary impulses, always reacting instead of acting with purpose. Discipline breaks these chains. When you develop the discipline to, for example, dedicate the first hours of your day to your most important project, you free yourself from the anxiety of having pending tasks. When you cultivate the discipline of exercising regularly, you free yourself from the guilt and low self-esteem that come with a sedentary lifestyle. It's like building tracks for a train. At first glance, it may seem that the tracks limit where the train can go. But in reality, it's these tracks that allow the train to travel long distances efficiently and purposefully. Similarly, discipline creates mental tracks that guide us toward our goals, freeing our minds from the burden of making thousands of small decisions every day. You don't have to decide whether or not to work on your project today. You just do it because that's the track you've built for yourself. This freedom from indecision and procrastination opens space in our minds for creativity, innovation, and personal growth. It's paradoxical but true. The more disciplined we become, the freer we feel. So, how can we build this liberating discipline in our lives? Let's explore some practical strategies you can start implementing today. First, start small. Many people fail to develop discipline because they try to change everything at once. That's like trying to run a marathon without ever having run even a kilometer. Instead, choose a small, easy-to-maintain habit. It can be as simple as making your bed every morning or meditating for 5 minutes. The secret here is not the habit itself, but the act of keeping a commitment to yourself. Every time you fulfill this small promise, you strengthen your discipline muscle. Secondly, create an environment that favors your goals. Our environment has a huge impact on our behavior, much more than we realize. If you want to read more, leave books in visible places around the house and hide the TV remote. If you want to eat more healthily, keep fruits and vegetables in sight and store less healthy foods in less accessible places. Third, establish clear routines. Discipline thrives on predictability. Create a morning routine that includes your most important habits. It might be waking up at 6 a.m., meditating for 10 minutes, exercising for 30 minutes, and then working on your personal project for an hour before starting your workday. Fourth, use the 5-minute technique. When you feel resistant to starting a task, commit to doing it for just 5 minutes. Often, starting is the hardest part, and once you begin, it's easier to continue. Fifth, practice delaying gratification. We live in a society of instant gratification, but discipline is built on the ability to delay immediate rewards in favor of long-term benefits. Start small. If you want to check your social media, tell yourself you'll work for 25 uninterrupted minutes first. Finally, hold yourself accountable. Share your goals with a trusted friend or join a group of people with similar goals. Knowing that someone is monitoring your progress can be a powerful motivator on days when your discipline is being tested. Now, let's talk about the secret ingredient of discipline: consistency. You know the phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day? Well, it also wasn't built in sporadic bursts of intense work followed by long periods of inactivity. Real magic happens in the consistency of small daily actions. It's easy to underestimate the power of small, consistent actions, but they are like drops of water that, over time, can carve even the hardest rocks. Think about your physical health. A single day of impeccable diet or an intense workout won't transform your body. But what if you maintain a balanced diet and do moderate exercise consistently for a year? The results will be impressive. The same principle applies to any area of life. Want to become a writer? Writing 1,000 words once a month won't get you very far. But writing 100 words every day, in a year, you'll have a manuscript of 36,500 words, practically a whole book. Consistency also helps us overcome what I call the inspiration fallacy. Many people believe they need to wait for the perfect moment of inspiration to act. But the truth is that action often precedes inspiration, not the other way around. When you commit to acting consistently, regardless of how you feel, you create a flow of momentum. It's like pushing a rock uphill. It's hard at first, but once you gain speed, it becomes easier to keep moving. Consistency builds confidence. Every time you fulfill a commitment to yourself, no matter how small, you strengthen your self-confidence. You start seeing yourself as someone who delivers on promises, someone capable of achieving goals. And don't forget, consistency does not mean perfection. There will be days when you will fail, and that's okay. The important thing is not to let a slip become a free fall. If you miss a day, don't use that as an excuse to completely abandon your goal. Just pick up the next day without guilt or self-punishment. Of course, the path of discipline is not always smooth. There will be obstacles, moments of doubt, and temptations to return to old habits. Let's address some of the most common challenges and how to overcome them. Firstly, boredom. Yes, discipline can be boring at times. Doing the same thing every day, especially when the results aren't immediately visible, can be discouraging. The key here is to remember your why. Why did you start this journey in the first place? Keep your final goal always in mind and use it as fuel on difficult days. Another common obstacle is what I call decision fatigue. Constantly making disciplined decisions can be mentally exhausting. That's why creating routines and habits is so important. They automate many of our daily decisions, preserving our mental energy for more important challenges. Comparison can also be a big enemy of discipline. In the social media age, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing our journey with others. Remember, you're only seeing the highlights of other people's lives, not the hard work and struggles behind the scenes. Focus on your own journey and celebrate your own progress, no matter how small it seems. Perfectionism is another common obstacle. Many people abandon their efforts because they can't do it perfectly. But remember, imperfect progress is infinitely better than paralyzing perfection. It's better to do something 80% well consistently than to aim for 100% perfection and never start. Motivation can start your journey, but it's discipline that ensures you reach your destination. Don't wait to feel ready. Start today, act consistently, and watch your life transform. If this had an impact on you, leave a like and don't let this spark die out. Share in the comments one area of your life where you'll apply more discipline starting today. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that will help you unlock your true potential. Until next time,